lost some of your leverage. And so you have to be...
All right, welcome back, YouTube. It's 3:38 a.m.
Now, inside of that
Tuesday night, Wednesday morning.
Your skills are highly in demand, and there are fewer of you to do the work.
I'm not sure who's getting interviewed on the radio right now, but it's interesting.
Fewer of you to do the work that needs to be done, then yes, you have a little bit more leverage.
Let me jump in. We're speaking with Julie Bauke, career strategist, known as Julie on the job. So with some of these graduates now who spend a good amount of time doing remote learning and who maybe don't want the human interaction, how important is that soft skill of being able to have a conversation, shake a hand, look somebody in the eye, and on top of all that, have a mentor?
Yeah. So in all of the reading I'm doing, and everything I'm hearing about what is going to be required in the workforce of the future, soft skills take a front seat. So when we look at some of the things that are going to be taken over by AI, those are the things that don't require soft skills, which then requires that you be able to collaborate, communicate, work across departments.
I'm not too worried about AI taking over forklifts. Just putting that out there.
Those are the things you can't learn in a classroom. Those are the things you can only learn by doing and learning. And that is what is going to be most required moving forward. And so if you say,
and she's not wrong.
Unless you are someone who wants to work in a lab or work entirely with data, but never have to present that data or do anything with it, maybe you can get away with it. But that's such a small percent of the total jobs available that the more you force yourself into a situation where you do have to learn to get along with people who don't think like you do, who are your parents' age, those are the skills that are going to propel your career and get you where you're trying to go, as much as right now you're trying to resist it. And it's interesting, Gordon, LinkedIn is so powerful, but Gen Z and even very young millennials are like, no, I don't need that. And like, don't do that. I mean, that is exactly what you need. That's how you find resources, you find mentors, you find jobs. That's how
It's really random that I would turn on the radio right now. And I was going to talk about something completely different because something kind of exciting happened, at least to me. But I was wanting to talk about LinkedIn and something I read about on LinkedIn. Well, actually, I didn't read it on LinkedIn. I read it on, I don't know. I forget what website it was on. Possibly Daily Dot. I don't know. There's my Android phones, if I inadvertently swipe it in the wrong direction, I get this like news feed with a bunch of different web articles, which I'm sure is, using an algorithm to try to tailor it to me based on other stuff I've watched or read. I mean, and probably some stuff I've watched. Everything's tracking everything to a point at this point. But anyway, there's a very fascinating article about a guy talking about like what he did to get a really good job, and it totally involved LinkedIn and basically creating a profile on LinkedIn that showed a bunch of friends, but specifically a bunch of the right friends and contacts, that when he was applying for work, he was either not getting responses or getting really crappy job offers. Like this was a guy, young guy, fresh out of college, graduated in 2020, with a degree in geology, like trying to find like a geologist job. And like said that one of the jobs he was offered only paid something like $10 or $11 an hour. I'm thinking, damn, I'll make twice that driving a fucking forklift, So yeah, and I mean my profile on recruiting websites quite proudly proclaims that I got a GED in 1988. So what have you done since? Nothing. But yeah, so this guy's got the educational credentials, but wasn't getting any decent job offers. And he said that what he did to land a really good job was he just reached out and contacted strangers on LinkedIn that were known strangers that were known geologists, like people that are like names in the field, and just contacted him with kind of just, hey, you know, introducing himself and just asking for some advice. And it's like, hey, this is what I'm interested in, and you know, hey, could you give me some pointers? And from what I gathered from what I read in the article, and then there were comments on it, is that what landed him ended up resulting in him getting such a good job wasn't even the pointers from these people that he was asking for pointers, but rather it was just pretty much putting out the same application he'd been putting out, but doing it via LinkedIn, which he had previously been doing it via LinkedIn. And to be fair, I've never used LinkedIn. I've been invited by several friends who are on LinkedIn, and I've just always strayed away from it just because I'm not such a social media kind of person, or at least I wasn't then. I'm kind of becoming more one now. You know, just mostly YouTube though. But at any rate, so yeah, he said he'd been doing sorry, brain just stopped. Oh, is it? So anyway, yeah, on LinkedIn. But the difference was when he was sending these applications out this time around, and they were looking at his LinkedIn profile. It's the big fluffy kitty. What are you doing, big fluffy kitty? I see you there looking at me. Doesn't want to focus on the cat. The cat's beautiful. It gets really skittish though. It doesn't let me get too close. But if I wasn't walking and talking with the phone, it won't let me pet it, but it'll let me get pretty close. Anyway, so yeah, he was saying that what made the difference. Ooh, this alley is dark. What made the difference was that this time around applying, when people were looking at his LinkedIn profile, not only were they seeing his education, he didn't really have any experience to speak of, but they were seeing his education, his background, and his goals and whatnot. But they were also seeing this profile with all these contacts and friends that were notable names in geology. And anyway, it went on, probably Daily Dot, because it was the whole thing originated with a TikTok video that he posted that went viral. I mean, depending on how you call viral. I mean, it wasn't like millions of views, but it had like tens of thousands of views, which is, you know, something. And it posted some of the comments, and of course people saying, well, I don't want to be on LinkedIn. Okay, that's fine. You know, and I kind of get the feeling this guy didn't really want to be on LinkedIn either, but just talking about, hey, you know, the world is different. We're not living in the 1990s where the good connections come from knowing the right people at church or having the right golf buddies. But now it's just about having the right profile with the right contacts, and they're not even reaching out to make references. They're just looking at, well, you know, who has friended this person online, and which kind of got me thinking. Not like I'm wanting to take my life in any kind of massive different direction right now. I'm still, you know, pursuing my appeal at Amazon, and just going forward with K-Power Logistics at the furniture warehouse. I'm happy at the furniture warehouse, other than it's a hell of a commute, and I'm not so thrilled with the schedule. But I feel like it's worth sticking it out, at least for now. And the other thing is that, like, I've got so many
like at this point, my inbox is just flooded with forklift operator opportunities and offers. Like, I'm not even opening them. Like, there's just no point. I don't have time to read them all. And at this point, I'm, between Amazon and K-Power, I don't have any time for anything else. I'm more concerned about trying to find some love. On that note, I found Natalie. Yay. And I'll talk more about that later. She had to move her little encampment, and I was really shocked that I had almost given up on her. I'm like, wait a minute. That looks like some familiar junk over there. And I walked over, and she was so thrilled to see me. So it was kind of nice. I kicked her down what was left of my laundry soap. She was getting ready to go do laundry. So here's the least I could do, help her out. So anyway, reading that kind of got the wheels turning in my head, and I have had multiple people send me invitations on LinkedIn. So I've already got friends on LinkedIn that will friend me on LinkedIn, and I haven't done professional broadcasting since the mid-1990s. But I had some pretty impressive radio gigs, particularly in the late 80s and the early 90s. Now, granted, that's ancient history. However, there are a lot of people that I knew in the broadcasting industry that are still in the broadcasting industry that will likely remember me. I made some really good friends, and now's not the time to go dropping names, but kind of it is the time to go dropping names, but let's just say there are some voices that are still on the radio in Phoenix today, and some that are on the radio in other places, and some that maybe aren't still on the radio but might still be on LinkedIn, I got a feeling I could reach out to 20, 30 influential broadcasters with a message that, if they read that, would be like, oh my God, Dan from Y95. Oh my God, Dan from KRQU. Holy crap, it's Dan from KCSP. What the? There's a voice from the past. But without even looking for broadcast jobs, I could see me doing that, and back it up, cats. I could see me doing that and building up this profile. Oh yeah, the apartment is still a mess. Should be no shock to anybody. Building up an impressive profile of contacts. And then when I go looking for broadcast work, just kind of come at it like, yeah, I've been just doing other things with my life. I've been doing, just kind of focus on what I've been doing since then. Relative to broadcasting is a unique karaoke show, but would like to get back into radio. I don't know. It's a random thought. Thinking it might be time to put together a LinkedIn profile. Anyway, what time it is right now, actually, is time for me to get my ass ready for work. Oh shit. Yeah, it's 3:51. I got to slap some food together to bring with me, because as I said, there's just not shit for food on offer, and I'm done paying $2.50 a soda plus tax for a soda on the stupid vending machine. I got some cans of sweet tea. I got some bottles of Mountain Dew. So yeah, won't be pissing away any money on the vending today. But yeah, I got to get the food ready and get myself headed towards work. And I'm back. It's 4:05 a.m. I'm all ready for a fun day of forklift. Got my safety shoes on and my safety vest on. I've lost my blame the day shift Pecky. I don't know where the hell it went. I'm very bummed about that. I'm trying to be optimistic that it'll turn up at some point. But
yeah, it somehow magically disappeared off my safety vest. Got some bottles of cold Mountain Dew from the fridge, so I don't need to waste my. What's going on here? You know, I hate it when people park on the wrong side of the road with their fucking headlights on. Wow, and that's a City of Phoenix. No, not City of Phoenix. Oh, some kind of commercial vehicle or something. Oh yeah, parked on the left side of the road. But not even on the left side of the road. He's kind of out from the curb a ways with his headlights on. This amazes me when people do shit like that and get away with it. Oh, and of course the school zone signs still out. Nobody bothers to put those away anymore. Anyways, I was saying, yeah, I don't need to worry about trying to find a Circle K that's got a working Mountain Dew on their fountain and 32-ounce cups. I got my bottles. So, oops. Oh, sorry about that. Only working lightning cable I seem to be able to find these days is the one that I bought at the Ross out by G Bar G, which it reaches to the phone in the holder, but it doesn't reach well, so it dangles awfully near the steering wheel. So it's real easy for me to bump it and tug on the phone. It's not optimal, and yeah, and of course I did tug on it. So of course this is crooked. Let me get it a little better. And I hate to buy another damn lightning cable because I know I've got plenty of them, but the question is, where are they? I've just been using this one since I fucked up the screen on my iPhone 7 Plus. And yeah, since I borked the screen on that, it's just been plugged in on this one in my bedroom, keeping it alive so I can occasionally see incoming push-through messages and hear sounds and stuff that it makes. I haven't been able to unlock the screen on that thing for ages. It feels like it's been like 2 months, but yeah, like since I haven't been really using the phone anywhere else, all the other lightning cables I have, I don't know where the hell they've disappeared to. I did have another one that I saw in my room, and I don't know what the deal is with it, but it won't work on the 7 Plus or the 6S Plus. It looks like it's fine. I don't know, just for whatever reason, it just doesn't charge either of them. So, was that a short in it, or just, I don't know. I've had those kind of issues with lightning cables before, where lightning cable works on somebody else's phone, doesn't work on my phone's.
Emergency alerts and brief evacuation warnings in parts of South Korea and Japan. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff says the military is conducting a salvage operation to recover what is believed to be parts of the space.
While all the lighting is off on the freeway today. Loop 202 is pretty dark. Normally bright lights in the center of the freeway that lights up the road really nice. It's dark tonight. Wow, and all the lighting that's normally on the signs is all dark too. That's unusual. And right here we get back into the lighting. This is what it normally looks like. It's odd. using the bathroom. The time I spent in Best Buy was largely a waste, but I still kind of enjoyed it. It's always kind of fun seeing what's new, even if I'm not interested in buying anything. See the trends, shake my head at them. One thing I saw was kind of interesting in the Fry's over there at Colonnade Mall was a giant inflatable Tyrannosaurus Rex balloon. It was actually shaped like the balloon was as tall as I was. It was insane. My younger daughter Lily, when she was like 5 years old, if I'd have got her that for her birthday, she'd have just thought it was the most amazing thing ever. But I don't know. I just had to take a picture of it, and the air moving in the air moving in the store where they had it sitting, because it had helium in it, but it was kind of tied down, and it made it look like it was moving. It was moving, but it looked like it was moving on its own accord. And so I put that on Snapchat. If you don't follow me on Snap, I'm on Snapchat. AZDAN, AZDAN, all one word. I don't post a lot of snaps, but every now and then I just see something that's picture worthy, picture and caption worthy, or shoot a little video that's not worth putting up as a short on YouTube, but it can have its 24 hours or whatever the shelf life is for a snap on Snapchat. Anyway, I took a picture of the big T-Rex balloon and just captioned it "rawr." And I don't know, it made me miss my younger daughter Lily quite a bit, but of course, the downside on that is, in case you haven't been following, I'm really not happy with where things have gone with Priscilla, and I've been getting some criticism by at least one of my viewers about it, that I'm the asshole, and that's fine. I guess I'll be the asshole. Whatever. I don't have a problem with that. I don't know any guy that is in a. Let me rephrase that. I do know some guys would put up with it, so especially ones that are married. But I don't feel like any guy who is in a sexual relationship, when the woman decides she's just going to cut off the sex, or the guy for that matter. When that gets cut off, you can't expect the same benefits to be coming from, or any benefits to be coming. It's kind of a violation of the warranty, so to speak. But no, as a good friend of mine told me last week, it's like, well, nah, she doesn't owe me any pussy. She doesn't owe me sex. But I don't owe her any of my time or attention. So, that goes two ways. Now, of course, she's trying to use the cats over me. Well, you said you would not let me see the cats. You said you wouldn't stop me from seeing the cats. And to be fair, I did say that. But I've told her many times, and I've explained it to her in every way I can. Apparently, she just doesn't get the concept. Whoa, what the fuck is all in the road? A whole bunch of crap in the road. If she doesn't get the concept, I can't. I can tell her how I feel. I can't make her understand it. But I've told her that, being around her sex isn't an option. It is so frustrating for me that I'm just would rather not. I mean, it's borderline tolerable when I go into Wander Inn and she's over there because there's other people there and I'm still drinking and I'm still singing karaoke, whatever. But no. If there's no there's no adult playtime happening, no, I don't wander in my apartment full stop. Absolutely don't. Until I'm getting that on the regular from somebody else. At which point I'll be like, you know what, whatever. Then she can't really hold that over me. It won't really mess with my head much. You know, like, okay. Like, whatever. I you know. But yeah, until that happens, nope, sorry, you're not going to be seeing the cats over at my place. It's not going to happen. And it's not like I'm trying to deny her the cats anymore. She's trying to deny me her cat. You know? It's just, it's my home. It's my choice. I don't, you know. But of course, I posted that thing on, I posted the dinosaur balloon on, posted the dinosaur balloon on Snapchat. And if you watched yesterday's videos, sorry, my mind wanders so easily. Just hearing Harry Nina on the radio just reminded me of the recent episode on Todd in the Shadows about this song, which was amazing. It makes me want to dig deeper into Nina's music. So, wow, that guy's hauling balls. And passed me on the left lane where he's supposed to. Good on him. Anyway, where was I? A really good song comes on the radio and I'm just like, mind is wandering all over the place. So anyway, yeah, I posted that. If you saw yesterday's videos, you saw that I was way later getting home than normal. And I was pretty tired on the last leg. In fact, I was gonna stop and I was gonna stop at Chase Bank because I still haven't figured out what the hell payment didn't go through at the beginning of last weekend. Or into last week, whatever. And I do got to take care of that, whatever the hell it is. Heaven forbid I actually get a reported missed payment in my FICO. I haven't had one of those in many years. But anyway, yeah, it was definitely well past my. Well, you know. I want to say past my bedtime. I don't know. In my mind, my bedtime is still like 9 a.m. And 9 a.m. is like when I go to my lunch break on the new job. So yeah, way past when I should have been getting in bed. And I get a message from her. A couple responses to the picture of the dinosaur. And one is she just responded like, "Rawr to you too," which was cute. That's friendly. I'm fine with those kind of messages. And then after that, she's like, "Are you gonna let me see the babies?" She refers to the cats as babies. Whatever. Like, "You know, let me see the babies." And when I saw that, I didn't even respond to that. Like, she already knows the answer to that. I'm not having that argument again. I don't need it. Like, it's like, you know, I mean, you're gonna let me this point, it's not even. I'm not even letting her over to my place to see what happens. Like it just. She's got to come across just full. Like at this point, it's going to take some pretty intense sexting before I even like respond to going where she's at. Like that's really what it's going to take. And at this point, like she's let me down so many times on that front that, yeah. So I didn't even respond to that. And by the time like that message came across, like I was already in bed. I was completely undressed in bed. You had something playing on the other phone, just trying to distract me and just, so I could just relax and go to sleep. And I just looked at that. I didn't even respond to it. Just like. And I'm thinking to myself, did she even listen to me when we were talking on Friday or Saturday about what my current work schedule is and where my sleep schedule fits into that? Did she pay attention at all? And I went to sleep. I was probably asleep within like 10 minutes of that message coming through. Didn't even really give it much more thought. I mean, to be bluntly honest, at this point, I enjoy old pictures and home movies. Yes, those kind of home movies of her more than I enjoy actually being with her. That's where I'm at this point. And those are still satisfying to me. Her showing up when I'm trying to get to sleep, yeah, not so much. So I forget what time I woke up. I want to say I probably woke up at around 9:30-ish. And at first it was like, ooh, time for karaoke. And then I like counted the hours backwards from what time I got home from the grocery store. I'm like, I need more sleep. And then I tried to get more sleep, and I couldn't. Messed with my vlog a little bit. Put more segments up online, trying to edit them together, that sort of thing. It does take a little effort. And yeah, I love that song, but I'm so burned out on it. It bothers me that that's the only song by The Outfield that's ever played on the radio anymore. The Outfield had so many good songs. Just doesn't do it for me anymore. They had a pretty good price on a vinyl reissue of Dookie over at Best Buy when I was flipping through their vinyl section, which was disappointingly tiny. Like I find it sad that Walmart has a better selection of vinyl at this point than Best Buy does. But at least I did see some different stuff at Best Buy. But anyway, I saw a vinyl reissue of Dookie, and I kind of looked at it, and it was a reasonable price, and I was just like, yeah, when's the last time I played my Dookie CD? Years. Absolutely years. And what do I usually do when I hear Green Day pop on the radio? I generally switch it to another station. So, not hating on Green Day or anything, it's just not where my head is at. I'm sure I'll come around to it again later. Like I'm just that way with all the artists that I like. Like sometimes I burn out on them, and then later I feel like listening to them. lights on the back of his truck. God, I'm not finding anything good on the radio. And I'm feeling that. You know, it's not even that I'm that into new hip hop. I always seem to land on the new hip hop station just because that's the one station that's not playing burned out, overplayed shit. I stumbled across this really awesome 3-hour air check, like commercials, songs, the whole 9 yards. Like somebody rolled 3 hours of tape, and it was originally recorded on a reel-to-reel tape. So it's a nice long bit of uninterrupted airplay of 77 WABC from New York City from 1970, from maybe about 2 weeks before I was born. And I totally remember what you know, big hit AM radio sounded like when I was a little kid. Like those are some of my oldest memories. Just something I love. I mean, my mom told me that when I was not even a year old that I crawled and moved a radio and tuned it to a different station, and basically that was the type of station I tuned it to. And I vividly remember what 55 KOY sounded like in like 1971, 1972, 1973, 1974. And this tape of 77 WABC sounded just so much like that. And I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I probably listened to it a little less than an hour as I kind of scrolled through the different comments on it. And getting a lot of messages today, definitely. The person who posted on it, which I could tell from his other comments, he actually recorded it like as a teenager on a reel-to-reel. Anyway, there's some comments on it about how oh dang, I'm already to the 303. I wasn't really paying attention. I'm just driving. Yeah, anyway, comments about, oh yeah, the crap on the radio today, and I just had to throw in the comments, like, I don't know, I'm mostly hearing the same songs on the radio today, which really, like, this air check of this station, which was like a mainstream, like, top 40 station, that's, of course, when top 40 was mostly, you know, rock and soul. Like, it was refreshing to hear it. Like, it really brought back memories, because I mean they were playing. Like, I think it had the Guess Who on it, and it had Three Dog Night, but it also had Stevie Wonder, Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I'm Yours. The Carpenters, They Long to Be Close to You. Edwin Starr War, and it was kind of neat hearing all those songs put together as current music. But it's like, yeah, I'm still hearing those songs on the radio, but it's not spread across different stations. Anyway, that's not what I was talking about. But yeah, it does get frustrating hearing like the same old burned out songs on the radio all the time. But then so much of the new music I hear is crap. Forgot what it was I was talking about right before that. I was going somewhere with that, and now it's just out of my mind. Oh, Priscilla. Yeah, I'm trying to forget about that. So anyway, I woke up to a fairly recent message from her. She's like being pissy that I didn't respond to her message about coming over to see the babies. It's like, oh, so you're ignoring me again now. It's like, you know what? I don't. If I text you during the time when you sleep, I don't expect an immediate response either. all people, no, I don't sleep well. No, I don't sleep well when I'm sexually frustrated. Yeah, she didn't have a response to that. Haven't heard back from her since. Give me the help I need to sleep good, and cuddle with the cats until I wake up and we do it again. So trippy seeing the sun. Not even the sun coming over the horizon, but just the glow of the sun over the horizon. Yeah, that's one thing. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to mention on my video that I didn't, because gosh, I don't even remember the video that I shot on the way home. But I didn't. Something I wanted to mention, and something I wanted to shoot video of, but I don't know. I don't remember why I didn't after work yesterday. But anyway, I mentioned the warehouse that I'm at is literally adjacent to the backside of Luke Air Force Base. So anyway, today while I was working, or yesterday while I was working, I could hear jets overhead. And I didn't really think anything of it, you know. I'm just hearing, and at first, it was actually a little distressing. But keep in mind, like, my head was not in a really good place when I started my work shift, so I was a little rattled. So when I'm rattled, like, additional noises tend to get me a little more rattled. I did have one other forklift driver that kind of stressed me out a little bit. Basically, I just felt like I'm used to the rules at Amazon as like how much space. So when he like came in like literally right adjacent to me and then went up like really high with his forks in the reach truck, like right above my head, that just made me nervous as fuck. And I did actually get off my forklift and walk a ways away. And he pointed out, well, you know, why'd you get off your lift? It's probably the safest place. I said, yeah, probably. And he goes, no, probably about it. And the more I thought about it, he's right. He's right. If something did fall off his forks or fell off that pallet, granted, it would have been above my head, and that would have freaked me the hell out. But at least if I'd have stayed in my lift, in my lift, I've got a protective guard. But I don't know, it just made me really, really uncomfortable. And at that point, I was just trying to kind of stay away from that guy. Like that, I was already not in a really good state of mind, so that guy that whole incident kind of had me a little on edge for a while. And of course, the whole reason I was in that place is I was having trouble getting my forks out of a pallet that was up on the 3rd level. Like, I'm trying to back out of it, and then it's sliding off the rack with my forks, which tells me that I've got my forks angled wrong, or I have it too high or too low, just not angled. And it's a little tricky, at least for me right now. It's still a little tricky when that does happen to see what I need to adjust. Because at that point, the forks are so far up there, I just really can't see them. I can't, I'm not really good at judging, you know, like what do I need to do to get it out? Which kind of has me nervous about doing the reach truck thing. Because with the reach truck, I'm going to be going even higher with my forks. And the reality is that I'm pretty nearsighted. And even up close, like, my vision isn't so good. So generally speaking, I can see good enough to operate a forklift amazingly. I do have pretty good depth perception and really good muscle memory, so I'm there, you know, with that. But yeah, like I am a little nervous. Like, what happens as I having to literally push my forks farther and farther away from where I can clearly see them? How's that going to work for me? Anyway, so yeah, I'm already a little like on edge because I'm struggling to get my forks out of this pallet, and then he comes around and just like, I mean, he asked if it was okay, and I did tell him it was okay, but I think I would have come up like an asshole if I said no. Like, I'm kind of bothered that he even asked, I guess, because I'm just accustomed to having safety rules that, like, you know, per the safety rules at Amazon that I'm used to, like, my forks are up in the air. My forks are way the fuck up in the air. You need to be 20 plus feet away and out of earshot and not even fucking with me because I need to concentrate because my forks are up in the air. Like, you need to just patiently sit where you're at until my forks come down, or go in a different direction and do something else. At least that's how it works in Amazon. This is a completely different company culture, and as I've said, if there's rules, I haven't been told what they are, but a lot of times it seems like a free-for-all. In fact, half the drivers I see are rolling all around the building, some pretty fast, with their forks leading, which I don't honestly know what the OSHA what is and isn't an OSHA violation. Like, OSHA certification for forklift is, at least in Arizona, it's not really a relevant thing. Every warehouse self-certifies. I'm Amazon certified. I'm PayPower Logistics certified. But yeah. But it's my understanding that's certainly something that will cause you to lose your certification at Amazon. And it's my understanding with OSHA, it's not something you're ever supposed to do. You're not supposed to be traveling any distances. Like, when you're traveling, your forks are supposed to be trailing. But boy, I see people flying around all the time with the forks leading, so that just makes me nervous. Anyway, that isn't what I was going to talk about. I just kind of remember I was saying, me feeling nervous. Like, the jets overhead were kind of adding to my lack of feeling, my feeling on edge. And then, but then after a while, I just started to kind of get in a better headspace, and I was actually really glad that guy did actually apologize to me after lunch. He just asked, and I just told him that it just made me really nervous. That in the other warehouse I'm at, just like I'm not used to anybody being that close to me, and it just makes me nervous. And he was apologetic and actually really cool about it. So I thought that was really nice. Obviously, I think that's the way it is here. I just need to get used to it. But anyway, so as I got in a much better frame of mind, and of course got more comfortable at what I was doing, I'm hearing the jets go overhead, presumably from the Air Force Base, and it was kind of weird how it went from something that was stressing me out to suddenly a sound I was finding kind of comforting. I know, it's like living near railroad tracks. Like, a really loud train is annoying, but like when you've lived by railroad tracks for a while, and then when you move away, you kind of miss it. And then when you hear that sound again, it just kind of reminds you of the good times of when that was home. Wow, I'm here early. It's 4:40 right now. I can't believe I got here. Oh, you know why I'm here that early? Because I didn't stop. I didn't stop at Circle K. Saw Joe there on the right. That guy's really cool. Older guy. I think his wife works here. I don't know if they're husband and wife, or if they're a couple, or they're just friends. It's an older gal that rolls with him that seems pretty cool. Have you heard this ad yet?
Compensation. Text AWARE to 323232 if you'd like to discuss a lawsuit. Text AWARE to 323232 or call 800-768-4026 and speak with an attorney.
Hey, non-attorney spokesperson Motley Rice attorney Jennifer Guy is responsible for this ad. Motley Rice LLC is headquartered at 28 Bridgeside Boulevard, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina 29464.
That ambulance chaser is trying to do a class action lawsuit against Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, Instagram, for Instagram addiction. I'm really, really interested to see where the hell that goes. Anyway, so yeah, the airplanes overhead were actually starting to become kind of a comfortable sound for me. But what I didn't realize is what kind of airplanes they were. And when I came out of work at the end of my shift at around 1:30, I could hear them overhead, and I looked, and they're fighter jets. There's pilots actually practicing, and there were 2 fighter jets flying in formation above the warehouse. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. I should have totally shot video of it. I think I didn't because my battery was low. But I will do that hopefully soon. Get some video of the fighter jets flying in formation above the warehouse. That's pretty cool. I dig that. But they were real cool looking, just black Air Force fighter jets, but I tell you, it's kind of dark in the warehouse. Like, not dark, but it's fairly dark. And boy, walking out into the Phoenix bright sunlight, especially as open as it is here, and all this like light gray cement, it's blinding. Like, as soon as I walk out, I'm like not a guy that prefers to be in dark anyway, and has issues with like light in my eyes anyway. So it's just like, oh my God, it's so bright. Like, it takes a while just for the time to get to my car, just get to the point where like my eyes are used to it, and they're still kind of like, oh, this is too bright. Anyway, I'm here. I wasn't going to shoot this much video, but it's fun talking to myself on the drive. Anyway, thanks for coming along with.